You remember the Brexit vote? UK voting to leave the European Union? Immediately after that vote, there's lots of parallels to that vote in the Trump election. The pre-election polls in the UK all had the Brexit effort failing big time. There was no way the people of the United Kingdom were going to vote to leave the European Union. There was no way the great people of the UK were going to reject socialism and the elites and the best and the brightest and leave the European Union. And yet they did. And there wasn't a single poll, I don't think, that got it right. And it was a huge defeat. It wasn't even really close. And the news following the Brexit vote was devoted to, how could we have gotten it so wrong? What did we do in our polling? What did we miss? And they didn't do anything wrong. They just lied. It was fake news. It was fake polling. Well, what happened? It didn't take long. Give a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks went by, and UK news stories began to appear suggesting that the people were regretting their vote. Yes, after 3 weeks of sober contemplation, and after realizing they had had just a temper tantrum, they had now, all of a sudden, 3 weeks after the vote, they had grown up and realized what a mistake they made, leaving the European Union. And that's what the news was devoted to. It was almost identical to what we're getting now with Trump. I mean, they can't even conceive of anybody with a different opinion. They don't have a template for "we lost." It doesn't exist. And so they claim to have poll after poll after poll showing how everybody who voted to leave the European Union regretted doing so. And then they used that polling to suggest that maybe the people really didn't mean it, and maybe we need to rethink this. And there were stories that began to appear about how, we really shouldn't actually do this. The vote's one thing, but the people got it out of their system, and we got the message. Well, we really shouldn't leave. And then the people spoke up and told everybody to shut up. We meant it. We intended to do what we did. It's the same thing here. They're trying to manufacture the same set of circumstances here. That the people who elected Trump really didn't mean to do it. They just wanted to show everybody how mad they were. And, of course, the Democrats are saying, okay, we got the message. Media, we hear you. We got the message, but we know you really didn't mean to elect Trump. The exit polls prove it. They're relying on, again, the exit polls, the pre-election polls. In the liberal worldview, those are what's real. And the actual vote is not real. Remember, folks, simplest way, the most crucially important aspect to understanding liberalism is that they do not accept reality. They don't believe in it. They think reality is a social construct created to exclude them. And it isn't real. They are truly far gone. And so it's the same thinking, the same thought processes are starting to repeat themselves here. Meanwhile, and just to give you another idea, I mentioned during the campaign, toward the tail end of the campaign, after the election, I've been very clear. I told all of you in this audience that their objective, therefore, from then on was going to be to destroy Trump. And the first stage was going to be to do whatever they could to deny him actually being sworn in. And there are still some unhinged people harboring delusions that they can make that happen this week. Beyond that, people are suggesting that they have ways to make sure his presidency is short-lived and irrelevant by disqualifying it and discrediting it and him in people's minds. And I told you that it isn't going to be long before they try to impeach Donald Trump. They don't have the votes to make it happen unless there are some Republicans who move across the aisle and agree with Democrats to do it. But they can't stop Trump no matter what. They don't have the votes to stop it. The votes because they goofed up the filibuster. They can't stop his Supreme Court nominees. They can't stop his cabinet appointees. They can't stop anything. They can't stop any legislation. That's how decimated they've been. Unless they have Republicans like McCain and others join them. It's the only way. So last night on PMSNBC, lo and behold, here comes Maxine Waters, great spokesman for the American people, right? Maxine Waters is certifiable. She's a member of Congress from California. She's from, she's, I think, the Watts area. And she was on with Chris Matthews on PMSNBC last night, and she started talking about, and Matthews teed it up and egged her on the possibility of impeaching Trump. 4 days out from him taking the office, and the left is already scheming for his impeachment on PMSNBC. And they're doing it on the basis of the conspiracy theories of collusion with the Russians, that it's not just that Putin, but this is a new addition, it's not just that Putin hacked the election, it's that he did it in consort with Trump, that Trump and Putin were working together to sabotage the Democrats' computers. Trump and Putin were working together to sabotage the election and to hack it. And it's on that basis that Maxine Waters was suggesting that we're going to impeach Trump because he's not legitimate, like John Lewis says, and he shouldn't have been president because the vote was tampered with, whatever it is. She's off the rails. They're all off the rails. And I really hope everybody notices this. I hope people see it for themselves. These people are truly unhinged.